So you freshly enrolled in classes and you're excited, but your funding doesn't come through. Now you have an assignment due, so you have to figure out a solution. What do you do? Hi, my name is Aisha Spradley, and I have the solution for you. Metropolitan Ministries Resident and Fostering Tide and Pride program. The objective of this program is to help students that are part of Metropolitan Ministries Uplift You program receive adequate funding for their educational needs, books, and other school materials. Let's help them achieve their educational goals and receive proper funding. It's very important that individuals that are in the Metropolitan Ministries residential program receive the proper funding to give them their best shot. The current situation is that there are many students that are homeless. There are many students that have issues being able to become a success when there's no money to help them pay for school materials and books. So graduation rates are reduced. Students struggle also to pay their rent and feed their family. And there's a big communication gap because oftentimes no one knows that students are actually struggling. Key success factors. With a program being fostered through Metropolitan Ministries and St. Pete College, St. Pete College will become a part of the solution. They will help raise funds and bring awareness, and students will also be given a voice to tell everyone what's actually going on in their lives to be the best success they can be. Now, I've analyzed alternatives, and alternatives are either grants, need-based scholarships, community projects to raise funds. So these are all great alternatives that can help students as well. However, my strategy that I've used is to research by talking to students within Metropolitan Ministries residential program that are also living at Metropolitan Ministries and attending school at St. Pete College. And I've listened to them. I've listened to the education coordinator, and I've listened to staff at St. Pete College. And by going over all this information, I've learned that there is a need for students to be able to receive additional funding. I also have analyzed the benefits and risks. In my next slide, I want to introduce an idea to be able to build a bridge and build and bridge the gap between Metropolitan Ministries, the students, by raising funds through scholarships that they've been doing, that they have also had the library circulation, Women on the Way programs that has helped bridge the gap. So St. Pete College is already doing a tremendous work to help bridge the gap with students. In the school FIU, they found that by implementing a program to help students that were homeless, they were able, or going through some type of financial difficulty, they were able to improve their graduation rate of a four-year student 14%. And this was done within the last 6 years. Research and funding. So the great thing about this program is that we'll be able to foster different additional scholarships, host fundraisers through SGA, and build awareness within the student body to help also donate money to help raise money for the books and materials and courses that are needed for these students. And it can be done by students. As a person that has been and that is currently in residential housing, I feel that it's so important that when we students go through our initial process of trying to find out what our educational goals are and what our limitations are, that we set goals and standards that will help us to move forward. And if there's any funding issues, we'll have a success coach, and that success coach will be able to help us succeed throughout the process. Within that success coach, we'll also have a liaison between Metropolitan Ministries and St. Pete College to be able to make sure that the resources are in place for anyone who needs them. The benefits of this program, it helps students complete their education. It also provides the much needed funding for the books and the courses for the students so they can achieve all their goals that they have. Now, without a benefit, there'll be some risk. And the risk sometimes would be, a loss in communication, a communication barrier between the students and Metropolitan Ministries. There can be other constraints like the students, inability to raise the funds or lack of awareness. Now, when resources are lost and there is awareness, the students sometimes don't know how to bridge that gap and communicate effectively because they may be going through so much that they're not able to open up and communicate. So that's where their success coach that is monitoring them, that is walking alongside them through this process, will come in and help them so they can be as successful as possible. So that goes back to overcoming communication barriers, which is the liaison from Metropolitan Ministries, and then the success coach from St. Pete College. And within them working together, I believe that we as a community within the college and the students at Metropolitan Ministries they will have greater retention for the students overall. Now, my recommendations are simple. We utilize our current resources at St. Pete College and within Metropolitan Ministries, as I said, a success coach and a liaison to make sure that we're bridging the gap between the students, Metropolitan Ministries, and St. Pete College. Now, one of the things that I know is to raise awareness is so important and so crucial. So we can use our other resources by using banners at the school, by having different areas set up when we do our events so that we can have an event set up to raise funds and raise awareness that there are more and more students that are going through financial difficulties. And this is going to be an awesome opportunity to show that we are a community that can come together and help students. We can do this by creating additional homeless student scholarships for homeless individuals. And I believe that we ultimately will see an increase in our student retention at St. Pete College, and also Metropolitan Ministries will also see an increase in their retention and their graduation rate of individuals in the program. So thank you so much for your time, and I really believe that this program is going to be wonderful, and I thank you also for your support.